The shooting at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs ripped apart the small South Texas community, and among those devastated is the Holcombe family, who lost 9 members. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Anasagasti sat down with them to talk about how they won't let that 10 minutes define their family.
One moment, Jenny Holcombe and her husband were praying at church with their baby girl. The next, they were gone, killed by a brutal monster who didn't care, didn't show any mercy to anyone, not even kids.
It feels like forever since we've seen him.
9 members of her family, shot to death by Devin Kelly. He opened fire as Sunday services were just starting, killing 26 people.
The whole family, all of them, they were just full of life and love, and when we were together it was just fun and laughter, and it was, I mean, we try to keep that now. It's different, but we were a close family before.
Though unimaginable, the Holcombes are resilient, leaning on each other.
We can't let those last 10 minutes of our loved ones' lives negate everything that came before that, you know? We can't let that undo all of the joy and the smiles and the silliness and laughter that we had before. Yeah. And so we choose to still have it.
Yet instead of letting it tear them apart, they use their faith to draw closer.
It's a gift that God's given us, that we're able to be this way and show others that it is possible to, have joy again, to smile again. It's not going to happen all the time, but there are good days and you're going to get through it.
For their brother Scott, however, getting through it, those darker days seemed impossible.
We're a little different. They've kind of been good their whole lives. Me, I haven't.
Okay.
I've struggled with drug addiction and alcohol for like the last 15 years of my life.
He turned to the only thing he knew.
Didn't know how to live life, and I felt real sorry for myself, and after it happened, the grief was so intense, on top of having a substance use problem. I wanted to die.
Spiraling out of control, his mom always on his mind, Scott cried out to God.
I remember praying. I was praying one day. It was probably like 8 days after, and I was like, man, this is too much. You have to take the wheel, because I can't do this.
Weeks later, he was arrested. As Scott sees it, his parents were still looking out for him.
After I sat in jail, I was like, man, how'd I get myself here? And then I realized that my prayer was answered, that they were saving my life. And I ended up going to rehab and been clean for a good few months now.
For the Holcombes, the silver lining, an inspiring example of God's hand at work.
All of us prayed for Scott that he would, be able to go to a rehab, and so this is encouragement too. It's another thing where we can see how good came from it.
It's been a painful year, but in their faith, the Holcombes found forgiveness for the gunmen.
It wasn't being at church that did this. I don't have anger towards the church or towards anyone involved. That's never been a question for me. We have so many good memories in that church. We were there so much. That's where Noah, grew up for those 17 months. That's how I met my husband.
Susan Anasagasti, KENS 5.
That was our life, and we have so many wonderful memories there.
Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, a special honor today for one of the victims of the Sutherland Springs shooting. 16-year-old Haley Kruger had dreamed of one day becoming a NICU nurse. So last month, the Galen College of Nursing remembered and honored Haley and presented her mom with the school's first posthumous degree. The school will hold a special prayer service for Haley later this morning.